What's up? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? My peeps, my peoples, what's popping with you? What's going on? Happy New Year's as we continue the new year. But let's get down to the situation. We're going to talk about Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion Edition Season 2. We're going to talk about a bunch of episodes. Episode 3 and episode 4 and a little bit of episode 5. Okay, so like we got some of our old school people back in the building for Love and Hip Hop, but it seems like Erica Mena can actually stand on her own 2 feet and she's handling her business and she ain't running away from nothing but Safaree. And then she's back with Safaree. Everything is like, okay, 1 minute she's not with him, the next minute she is, and her and Cyn are going to have, a little hash out the situation. Erica Mena is going to go in and be disrespectful to Cyn and everything. And it seems like Erica Mena is ready to get into it with Antibody. Lord have mercy. And then on top of that, Safaree and Erica Mena, we're going to see them make up, break up, get back together. It's just like, okay, are you guys serious? Or are you guys doing this, for fun? Like, what's really going on? Like, for real. And Erica Mena, she done hashed out the situation with Safaree supposed to be dating, the girl on screen, Kayla. I think that's her name, Joe Budden's ex-girlfriend. And so they hashed out that situation. So, it's gonna get ugly because now we're gonna have Cyn Santana. She's actually gonna call out Erica for a fake page. And Erica said, you want it to be fake. You want that. You wanted it to be my fake page. And then Erica's gonna get into it with Jonathan. Jonathan's getting into it with everybody. Not everybody, but he's getting into it with people, and Jonathan really don't want to be there. Jonathan want to leave. This is like the first time I seen Jonathan that just he wants to run away. He wants to leave. He can't take it. Usually he be ready swinging and going. Like, this is a whole new Jonathan. And Zell, he's actually, he's doing okay. Ain't nobody really testing him but Jonathan. And a lot of people are saying on social media that Jonathan wants to continue, this argument going on. So we shall see, baby. And then Amina out here kissing, Erica Mena. Safaree wants to be involved in the situation. Safaree was like, Erica, if you're kissing, Amina, why can't you invite her upstairs to our room? Like, it's a double standard. So now Erica is mad all over again, y'all, because she decided to throw a party. And then we got Cisco chasing down Cyn Santana. Like, he's just really too much. And Cisco, he really looks like he looked bad all the other seasons that we watched the show. Like, you can tell what type of guy Cisco is. Blase and the third. He don't, he's always sitting in the middle. He's always sitting in the back, waiting to jump, wait for an opportunity. He don't care how his opportunity come, who he got to push out the way, who he got to hurt their feelings. Then we find out that, Mr. Cisco is hooked up with Amina and everything. Peter is out here fighting Cisco, a celebrity boxing match. Like, it is so much going on. Like, these people are wild out here in these streets. How y'all doing? Happy New Year's to each and everybody. Hey, Gladys. Hey, Felicia. Hey, Gucci. What's going on, Kendra? What's going on, Anne-Marie? What's going on, LSW? How you doing? Tamika's in the building. What's up, Ralph? Ralph, Happy New Year's. How you doing? What's good with you? It's good to see you. It's good to see everybody. Hey, Nice, what's going on? Love Angel, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hello, everybody. Like, this show, it's old. Mona Scott is not in charge of the show anymore. You know what I mean? But, they're kind of trying to hash out situations. And they got our old school people on there. They got Peter and Amina, Tyra. Like, Tyra and Amina, they should have really been getting something out of the situation. They complained, or what Peter Gunz complained about, how he felt that they didn't get what they deserved by putting all their business on TV, and they never really recuperated or really got some out the situation and never got called back once they had moved on to other things. So you already know. So yeah, that's a whole lot going on. And Amina is really close friends with April Jones. Like, they're really close friends. So, So Amina's getting introduced to Montag, because you already know Miss, April stay with the money. She stay with a bag somewhere around. And we have, Mimi. She's basically like Mother Teresa on the show. She's the good girl. She's been through it all. She's like the counselor in everything. So there's a whole lot going on. It's kind of funny, a little bit entertaining and stuff like that. So, they did their best. Shekinah really don't like. Shekinah's gonna get into it with Erica Mena. It ain't gonna even be a cool situation. Shekinah is not feeling Erica Mena. She calls her the wicked witch of, New York. And Shekinah don't like the way that Erica Mena is talking to people. But Erica Mena is killing it. Erica Mena is standing on her own 2 feet. Like Jonathan, you think Jonathan would be standing on his own 2 feet, but he's shaky, baby. And Zell is standing on his own 2 feet. And Bobby Lytes, because it's right now, the reunion is not like with all your people that you like and everything that you did your seasons with. There's a lot of different other people, but there's some people just standing on their own 2 feet like it ain't nobody's business. Like they can mourn. Erica Mena, she's mourning her relationship with Safaree as she's treating him bad at the same time, and he's doing wrong. And then on top of that, she gets Bobby Lytes together. Bobby's apologizing to her. She gets Jonathan together, making Jonathan want to lead the show. She comes after Cyn Santana. Then she goes back to loving Safaree, and then not loving him no more. So she's standing on her own 2 feet. She's handling her business. Cyn Santana, I was just thinking Cyn was going to, do more. Like she wasn't going to be running from Erica. Like she wasn't going to be afraid or whatever. She's trying to avoid Erica. I see she grew up, she matured, but Erica want all the smoke, y'all. Erica definitely wants all the smoke. I'm like, Lord. So it's so much going on. And Shekinah is always involved in some situation. She's always involved in something. Shekinah's already right now. She's on the shade room. Shekinah Joe out here calling out T.I. and Tiny, saying that they gonna pay her. She gonna get the attorneys. And she said T.I. mistreated her. He treated her like she was a second-class citizen. She's been crying all over the internet, baby. And I was like, okay. And Shekinah said, I ain't never did nothing. They used me. They wanted me to be their bodyguard because I'm the black ghetto girl. Like, she's been going viral for like 2 days. Out here just, all the blogs are cutting it up and like, yo, Shekinah's on Instagram like crying about how she was treated by T.I. and Tiny. So I don't know if they're trying to get the show popping or whatever the case may be. But yeah, they got a whole lot of drama going on. And Booby, it's just it's just too much. But in any event, when we get down to let's talk about this one, Yo-Yo. I don't know why, Jonathan and Cyn keeps calling Yo-Yo Jojo. I know it's said in Spanish, but you gotta call her Yo-Yo so everybody can know, so they can go look her up. Yo-Yo, you know what I mean? So, but Yo-Yo, she's doing her thing. She brings some culture to the show, black culture, food, and things of that nature. And also she brings the lyrics and she brings the skills on the microphone, baby. So kudos to Yo-Yo doing her thing and holding it down. And she was up there rapping. She said some dope verses. I was going to write them down, but I didn't. But she was doing her thing. And then we get to Safaree and Erica. You already know how that situation is. Erica Mena, she's calling out Safaree. She's yelling at Safaree. She's telling Safaree, you did me wrong. Safaree, why you did this? Safaree, why you did that? You ain't been around. You ain't been with your kids. You done embarrassed me. You done abandoned me. You're partying. You're doing everything. Safaree's like, well, you divorced me. You want to get a divorce. And she was like, well, that don't mean that it's single. So Erica and Safaree going back and forth. He's looking at her like she's crazy. They saying that they don't know each other no more. That, they are distant strangers. It ain't been good in years. Like, they doing the most, y'all. They're definitely doing the most. Hey, what's up, Justin T? Please, what's up, Love Angel? What's up, Tamika? How you doing? What's up, Yami C? So I'm just like, it's a whole lot going on in the situation, but in any event, it is what it is. And so, Safaree, he stopped crying and he's basically saying he ain't no cheater. Erica's making everything up in her head. Erica getting her girlfriend, as you see on the screen, Ro, go after, Kayla and handle that situation. So Erica Mena got friends out here in these streets that will, go fly out and handle her business when it comes to Safaree. And so in any event, she's still bringing that up. They still talking about that situation. It's like, Lord have mercy, we gonna move forward from this. I like you still mad because they gonna make up. So he's sitting there looking, and Safaree still acting like he's innocent. He ain't did nothing wrong. He ain't been around, and he doesn't. Erica Mena is disrespecting him, but she didn't call him. She didn't call him out his name this time, because last season she was just disrespecting him like he was a stranger, like she ain't never met him, like she ain't never knew him. Safaree was out here disrespecting her on Instagram, everywhere, partying, acting like life is good, while Erica Mena, is home with the kids, or or giving birth. So you got all that situation going on. So they going back and forth, and everybody trying to get into the conversation. What are you gonna tell Safaree? They trying to tell Safaree what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and they're telling Erica to calm down. Erica and Safaree looking at them like they crazy. Like, who are you telling us what to do? Like, I don't even know why they wasting their time, because it might not even be real, y'all. So in any event, you got all that going on. It's just like drama between them two, and Erica, she's just all mad. And she didn't go low. Usually she goes low on Safaree, but she didn't go low here. So that's an improvement, because she would tell him off. You got Cisco, he's over there watching, he's looking, he's thinking like, oh my God, I can't believe it's about to happen. And Cisco has been like really a disappointment. Like, Cisco, I didn't even know like you was like on that level. So you get Safaree, he sits down with Marcus, the super duper cheater, Brooke. You know what I mean? Brooke done married this guy. He done cheated on her while she was pregnant. Like, we knew that Marcus was going to cheat on Brooke. You know what I mean? We just getting an update on where they left off. Okay? This is what this show is about, getting an update on what they left off. And so in any event, Marcus cheated on Brooke when he got with her, doing when he was with her. But in any event, it seems like he's giving Safaree some helpful advice. And Safaree's looking over there at Erica Mena like, oh, what's going on? What's she saying? Like, he's all nervous, like, oh my God, is she talking about me bad? Like what's she doing over there? Because he'll be quick to run. He'll be quick to run when Erica starts telling him off about himself. When Erica starts saying, oh, he did this. I found the phone numbers. I found this. Safaree had to get out here and say, like, listen, I have to call the popos on Erica. Erica be at home wilding. I can't deal with it. And he ain't that type. Like, hey, what's up, LA? What's going on? He ain't that type. So in any event, so he's over there watching Erica. Like, he's talking about he haven't seen her in 2 weeks. We know that is not true. They have seen each other. He's always posted up, taking pictures over there at the house. So, it's just one of them situations. Safaree know he be doing too much, and also Erica Mena definitely knows that she be doing too much. But they gonna keep doing too much. That it is what it is. That it's right where they left off at. I'm just like, Lord. And then, we get Shekinah. She comes over there. She don't make no sense when she talking to, Safaree. She ain't saying nothing that's important. She seems like she's confused. She seems like she's stumbling over her words. It seems like she don't know what she's talking about. And then, she interrupts a good conversation from one cheater to the next cheater, about how to deal with their relationship. Because all of a sudden now Marcus ain't no cheater no more. He's a changed man. Okay, all right. Okay. And we have Booby. He's chasing down Cyn Santana. He don't know what to do. And the rumor is that when he did this show, he was actually in a relationship. So you got a whole lot going on with that. We got Brooke acting like she's still not attracted to Booby. And she's in a Zen place. And it looks like her in a relationship with Marcus is doing good. And she's trusting and having faith because she done married him. But also it seems like she's living through Booby or whatever. But, she really likes Marcus. And she loves Marcus more than she likes Booby. But, it is what it is. We already know what went down. We got Safaree. He's out here crying. I didn't see no tears. He's sniffling. I don't know if they're using sound effects. I don't know what they're doing over there, but Safaree's crying. He can't take it no more. He's lost in the situation. He feels trapped. He feels scared. He don't want to lose Erica. He don't want to lose his kids. He don't want to lose his family. He's doing everything right now. He's just basically going all the way in. And then who comes? The person that comes and save the day is Peter Gunz. So Peter Gunz is just over there, with Safaree because, you know, they got a whole lot in common. These guys, they cheat, or whatever the case may be. So, you know, Peter, I mean Peter Gunz, yeah. So Peter Gunz, you know, he's been with Tyra, he's been with Amina, and whoever else was out in the picture. So he's basically comforting Safaree. He's like, Safaree, I'm so proud of you. Safaree, I love to see you on Instagram smiling and giggling no matter what's going on, because I know how hard it is. I know how difficult it is, because, you know, when the world turns against you and they point their finger at you and this narrative is created, it's so difficult. But Safaree's getting paid very well. That's the difference between Peter and Safaree, is that Peter didn't get paid like he's supposed to. Safaree and Erica Mena are getting paid because they're on like every show that they got going on Bravo. And I mean, not Bravo, VH1. So in any event, Peter's trying to be a comfort to Safaree. Safaree's out there crying. Peter was like, you better stop crying. You can't let them see you crying. Blase in the third, all that going on. And so, you know, Safaree basically saying he done had enough. He can't take it no more. He don't know what to do with the situation. And then Jonathan jumps in, and Jonathan's a little shady because Jonathan's asking the question. So right now they're having a divorce party. It's Peter Gunz and Amina divorce party they're throwing for this family reunion situation. And the best dress, of course, was, you know, Peter Gunz, and then we will say Jonathan, or you would say Safaree, and then you will put Bobby Lytes in the situation. The rest of the guys look terrible. Rich Dollaz looked terrible. Booby looked terrible. Zell looked terrible. You know, Bobby was passable in his, you know, kind of like costume that he had on. But other than that, them guys came there like they didn't even know what, they ain't never seen the 70s or even watch any 70s flicks. For real. And so in any event, so you got that situation going on. And Jonathan basically says, you know, to Safaree, so was you in Miami partying and you left Erica Mena, you know, by herself, you know, in the hospital? And you know, so Jonathan asked that kind of like shady question. So, you know, he's already feeling a certain type of way about Erica. So it is what it is with that situation. But it was kind of like a shady question. Like, you know, Erica's trying to be cool with him, but he's asking shady questions. And so, Bobby Lytes, he jumps in and he was like, oh no, he was at the hospital, you know, and then yes, that's a lie, that's not true, that's rumored. So then you have what Safaree basically saying, me and my mom was there at the hospital. And you already know that Erica Mena said that Safaree did show up to the hospital, but he was only there for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. That's what she said on the last show. But we got Bobby Lytes basically knowing all the info, basically sticking up for Safaree, and Erica said she got a problem with that. That's why her and Bobby got into it, because Bobby had brought, you know, Kayla or Kaylin, Joe Budden's ex-girlfriend, around, you know, Safaree to his birthday party, and they was kind of like flirting. Safaree admit to flirting with her, but we already know what the deal is. And so that's why Erica has a problem with Bobby and some of the guys on the show, because they like to help him sneak and cheat. That's what she's saying out here in these streets, y'all. I'm like, Lord have mercy. For real. I love Marcus. Something about him, yeah, because that energy that he gives off. But baby, he was cheating on Brooke like it was nobody business. LA, but you know, he's a good looking guy, and you know, you feel protected with him, and he got swag. But at the same time, that man did Brooke all the way wrong. And Brooke said, I'm gonna have his baby and get married to him at the same time. I hope that he would change. So we shall see. So in any event, so you got, you know, Bobby over here acting like he's Safaree's secretary. What's going on? Like, what's happening with Bobby and Safaree? Why is he the secretary? You know, why is he giving the information out? And Jonathan's being nosy, asking the question. So all this is gonna play out that half of these people ain't even friends. Erica, you know, is just basically swinging. She's out here swinging on this show. I don't know. You know how Jonathan is. You know how Jonathan is. So in any event, so we got Peter Gunz was comforting Safaree, and as you guys know, Safaree and comfort Safaree, and then Peter Gunz, and when it comes to Cisco, you know, they got into a little boxing match or whatever, and I guess it was a tie. No, Cisco won, and basically Peter felt like he was cheated. Safaree said, you know, he really thought that Cisco was funny because Cisco ends up, kind of like backing Peter off of him. And then Rich was the referee. I don't know why Rich Dollaz was the referee. So I guess they were trying to get paid. They were trying to get that Monte, baby. And so, Rich Dollaz might have put the situation together. But Cisco end up, decking Rich Dollaz, y'all. Like, why he deck him like that? So he just decked him for no reason, and he is the referee. So, Safaree was basically saying that was funny or whatever the case may be. And Cisco and Peter are basically trying to find out who won. Nobody really cares. Cisco's acting weird. He said he missed his kids, he missed this, he missed that. But Cisco is doing a whole lot. Like, Cisco's acting like he's not feeling well, like things are not so good. Then he wants Cyn. He's doing the most in the situation. And then coming to find out that he was messing around with Amina. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Then he's flirting with her when his boy Peter is there. So it's like, Cisco has no regard for anybody but himself and his feelings and what he wants. After we seen him with that relationship with Tierra Marie, with TT, we already knew what really time he was. But he has done so much, on previous seasons of Love and Hip Hop New York that make you just sleazy. So in any event, and he's still sleazy, y'all. Like, he didn't even change. Nothing changed with him. He can't see his kids. Like, he's always had these problems with his baby mamas because he be out here wilding on TV, doing the most, whining, dining other women, and his baby mama somewhere in Kalahu land, and she's thinking that, he's grinding for us. But he done had a lot of issues too. So, he has a lot of mental issues, a lot of things that happen in his life, so in any event, whatever. But he still hasn't changed. And so now you're having this themed 70s party. The ladies look nice. Mimi came there. She killed it. She was the best dressed, in my opinion. And then, it trickled down from there. But the ladies always had their outfits together. They look good for the 70s party. Erica outfit looked nice too as well. But, it always looked like she's busting out of it. And so the guys are just sitting there watching. Safaree sitting over there like he said, like he ain't never seen Erica no more, like it's over, it's done with, like he's over there pouting or acting like he's pouting, or they're putting on a great performance, baby. Erica, Mena, and Safaree, they got paid the big bucks to do the most. And we got Jonathan over here. He's coming after Zell. He thinks that Zell said this, that he's too flamboyant. Zell doesn't like that he compares sexuality to being proud of your race or your nationality or your culture. So you got that situation going on. And Jonathan's going around, talking to Mimi, bringing it up to, Bobby. He's basically feeling a certain type of way, and he wants to address it. It's almost like he's looking for a situation when it comes to, Zell. But at the same time, he misunderstood Zell. Zell said that he was joking. But at the same time, Zell did reiterate that, he's too flamboyant. But he said it's not that you're flamboyant. It's the problem is that, the conversation that you have around, heterosexuals, he thinks that it's too much. And Jonathan said, I'm going to do whatever I want to do when I want to do, and don't tell me I'm ever too much. So they got going back and forth. And with Jonathan's statements, he keeps comparing, sexuality to race. So some of the cast members are picking up that, maybe that might be an issue with Jonathan. And also, why does he keep comparing race? It's something different. Bobby's feeling a different way about the situation. Zell basically thinks that, Jonathan has issues because he keeps comparing sexuality to race, and it's two totally different things. And Jonathan is set in his ways. He's just basically feeling like somebody, did something to him. So you got that situation going on, and he's looking for somebody to talk to. He don't got the normal people that he used to have on the situation. And nobody said like, yo, just relax a little bit. Jonathan was really there. And then we got Peter and Amina, they're basically having their divorce party, and they're going to always be cool. But Peter's still a little jealous because why did he fight Cisco? For the money, for the celebrity boxing match. But at the same time, Cisco was disrespectful. And Cisco going after Erica, going after, Amina is just like bad. Like, why are you doing that? Like, Cisco is doing too much. Like, everything that we've seen on TV about Cisco, and you be like, oh, no, that's not Cisco. Oh, yes, it is. Like, Cisco, what are you? Peter Peter's your boy, that's your friend. Just because you mad with him, you have an argument, you go date his wife at the time, even though they were separated. Amina's throwing it up in Peter's face. She's flirting. She's having fun with, Cisco, but she's also looking to date other guys on the show. So I'm just like, Lord have mercy. Like, it's so much going on in this situation. Like, this is just crazy. I don't even know. Like, this is just wild. And it's like Cisco, I don't know if Cisco making all this up because he don't be acting like this on Instagram. And it seems like he's just, acting a plumb fool out here. Like, he don't know where to go. He don't know what to say. He don't know what to do. I'm just like, okay. All right, so now we get back to Erica and, Safaree. Now they're having this conversation. Safaree started crying. Safaree said, I'm so sorry for everything that I did. I'm so sorry for disrespecting you. I'm so sorry. So, like, Safaree, you so sorry now, but at the same time, now you're fighting for your rights and saying, oh, no, she does this, she does that, and you don't want to bend, you don't want to break, you wanted a divorce. Safaree wanted the divorce to be final before, she gave birth to the baby. But as you guys know, Safaree and Erica Mena are only playing games. I don't know what they're doing over there, but in any event, now he's so sorry. He want to come back home. He ain't never left home, in my opinion. So you guys let me know. This is strictly for the TV. Safaree's over here crying. He got tears coming down. Erica's like, oh yes, he's honest this time. Any other time, Erica's like, this man ain't honest. He ain't telling the truth. She's so mad at him, but she didn't disrespect him like she usually disrespect him on TV so far. So that's a difference, because like last season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, she was tearing it down when it came to Safaree. She wasn't that bad this time. So I don't know, they've been back together. That's what it seemed like. For real, y'all, that's what it seems like. Zell was real action, real life, believe me. He ain't acting. Where Rich Dollaz is in there. Rich Dollaz is in there doing his thing too. Rich is there. Rich is trying to at the beginning of the season, Rich was trying to get with Erica Mena. So you already know what's going on. So, but then Rich realized that, Safaree was coming, and Erica Mena was flirting with Rich Dollaz too. Rich Dollaz seems like he's trying to be really cool with Cyn Santana. I don't think he's looking for any options, because he's going to be on marriage boot camp with Mariah Lynn. So Cisco is just doing way too much. And, so I'm just like, So in any event, when it comes to Erica and Safaree, they go back and forth, and it seems like it's all, they getting a check for the situation. Now Erica's acting like, oh, she's so happy, she's smiling on her phone, she's ignoring him. Any other time, she'll get up and walk away. Now she's like, oh, he's telling the truth, I believe him. She's like, I believe what he said. I know he's telling the truth this time. I know he being honest. Like, what? I'm like, what is happening in this situation? And so it goes from there. Safaree starts crying. He says, I miss you. I need you. I want our family to be together. Erica's still saying, well, no, I think I need time. We need to focus on the babies, and that's it. So Erica's trying to hold back, like, no. And then Safaree's like, I haven't been the same. I haven't been to sleep. I haven't been able to eat. I've been missing you. I need you. I don't feel right. Something don't feel good inside. So Safaree's feeling guilty. Safaree's bowing down right now to Erica. I'm just sorry. Like, Lord, they be doing too much. And then she's actually consoling him. Like, we ain't seen Erica console Safaree. And he's crying. We don't see no tears, y'all. It just seems like sound effects, and Erica starts crying, so the waterworks going on. Shekinah's like, this is crazy. This is weird. I don't want to be here. And then Safaree and Erica Mena end up going upstairs and spending the night together, y'all. Yeah, she did say that earlier in the season. She showed it. I'm just like, Lord have mercy. And then Erica, the next day, Erica is happy now Erica is very happy. Her and Safaree end up spending the night together as a married couple with the kids and everything. Now she's happy. She don't know what to do. She's just so thrilled. Her whole face done changed. She looked like her face loosened up. Her hair done got full and done got curly. And she got the Elvira going on. Like she's all like, she got the Peggy Bundy. Like so she's happy. She's bragging now. Like, I don't know. And then she actually recorded and took, video of her, and Safaree. Then Safaree's on a court. He's thanking the guys because what they told him helped him, and he was able to spend the night with his wife. Like, we supposed to believe all like they haven't been spending the night. Like, what? Okay. And so Erica, she don't know what to do. She's scared. She's afraid. She don't know what's gonna happen. I'm like, girl, you're doing too much. You already know what's gonna happen. Safaree gonna continue doing what he's doing, and you gonna continue to do what you do. And you guys gonna continue to get a check off the situation because you ain't ready to let that man go. If you got your friends coming from New York, all the way down to Miami, just to make sure that you are okay, and Safaree, go home by himself. You still love that man, and you still bringing it up, and you still filming with him. You still working. You still got a family. You still married. They just playing games out here in these streets. And Safaree's acting good for a minute. Then Safaree will be out here, like he already is. Safaree's already said that, he's tired of how he's been portrayed out here in the streets. He's a good father. He's a good dad. Mena said, no, that's not the case. He pick and choose when he want to see his kids. So they're basically still on the same page as they left off, if it's even true. Then we got Yo-Yo's out here throwing a black event, soul food, and she's rapping and she's killing it. And, she's not messing up at all. So it's just like, okay, girl, handle your business. And then Erica's so happy. She's over there telling everybody, thank you, Marcus. So Marcus done saved her marriage within like 5 minutes, y'all. I was like, oh man. And so then Erica and Safaree ends up showing Jonathan, what they did last night. And I was like, why are they just so open to show, their adult moments to Jonathan? Like, what's going on in that situation? And I'm like, okay, we got Bobby Lytes is the secretary, and then Jonathan gets to view the video. So everything seems cool between Erica and Jonathan, but Erica is going to go off on Jonathan. She's going to tell Jonathan all about himself. Jonathan's going to want to lead the show. Jonathan's out. Safaree showing a video. They're all happy about it. I'm like, okay, I see. And then we have, what's his name? Mr. Cisco. He's feeling a certain type of way. He wants to confront Safaree because Safaree, was supposed to show up to, Deb Apney, party, and he didn't show up. And Safaree was like, well, I need a babysitter. So, Safaree's lying. They didn't want to come through, because, it is what it is. He was lying. He wasn't going to go. He lied. Safaree ain't foreign to lying. So, Rich is still feeling a certain type of way. Safaree's basically brushing off like, oh, that was 2 years ago. And Cisco just trying to find any type of itch, any niche where he can get into it with somebody. He just wants to be relevant. He said he missing his kids. It's just like he's a kid in a candy store trying to poke and get some attention. And it's like, okay, Cisco, you doing way too much. And Juelz and, Kimbella are just really falling back, laying back in the low. We got Bobby right now. He doesn't agree with what, Jonathan is saying. He thinks Jonathan is taking everything personal that Zell is saying. It's a joke. And he doesn't believe that Jonathan should compare race to sexuality, because at the end of the day, with the situation that's happening is, what Black history is and what, Jonathan history is different. So comparing the two, when you compare that, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make the argument, because it's two totally different situations, and where people have been going through the same type of situation for 400 years and even longer. So Bobby's basically making sense. He ain't been, but he also says that he's going to be gay, and him and Zell hang out when they chill out. So that's not the case. It's just that they're not really feeling Jonathan. That's it. And then Jonathan is not making himself, being fillable too as well, because he's not reading the room and he's not reading people. But Jonathan figures like, yo, I've been on Love and Hip Hop forever, and I've been the same Jonathan. I've been acting wild, acting crazy, doing whatever, arguing with people, everything. This is how I get down. The attention is on me, because Jonathan's always in a lit crew. He's always in the crew that is basically dominating the show. And right now he's not. And his argument seems like he keeps trying to put this this argument on, Zell, and basically calling out, if you're not proud if you're not proud of your sexuality, then you're not proud of your race. And so he's having that argument, and totally everybody is disagreeing with that particular part. But what he's ultimately trying to say is that he doesn't want to change himself for anybody. He wants to be like the way he is, and he don't care how people feel or what people think. And basically people are saying just have a little bit more, calm downish around certain situations, because everybody don't understand. And Jonathan said, baby, that ain't gonna happen. And then Zell, he comes up, he got a pocketbook on, you know what I mean? Zell is being Zell, but at least at this time of point, we're seeing, Zell and Jonathan going back and forth, talking to each other, because in any event, they usually go back and forth with women. So I'm just like, OMG. So I'm just like, oh, Tia and the few. How you doing? Happy New Year's. What's up, Pamela? What's up, Tia Wilson? How you doing? And so, we have that situation. And who else? Okay. So in any event, so we have this situation going on. So I'm just like, okay, what is popping? And so Zell was like, yo, I was only joking with you when I said that you were too flamboyant. So you got all that going on. And Jonathan is basically, Jonathan is feeling like, oh, you didn't understand what I'm saying. But Jonathan, the way that he's talking, the way he's speaking, and the examples that he's using, it could be taken the wrong way, and it is taken the wrong way, because then Erica Mena ends up calling him out, but she calls Jonathan out for, Jonathan, defending Cyn Santana. So that's why she called Jonathan out, and she threw like, oh, because, what's his name? Bobby tells Jonathan that Zell feels like maybe there's, a race issue going on in this situation. And so Jonathan is like taken back, like, how are they saying that? How do they think that? That's not the case. But it's like, Jonathan, every example you gave was about, Black people being proud, and then versus being proud of sexuality. So they're thinking like, yo, why is he going all the way there when that's not the case? When you just say you should be proud whatever level that you are in the community, whether you're more flamboyant, less flamboyant, or you can't even tell, or whatever different levels and categories there are. Say that as an example, and saying that, this is why you shouldn't say things like that out loud, because then the people that are like me, they feel a certain type of way that, they're not really accepted. So Jonathan basically had the wrong wording, and he kept using race as an example. And that's why everybody was just like, okay, you see, nobody respond. Nobody really said nothing. Bobby didn't want to say nothing. Mimi didn't want to say nothing, and Zell didn't want to say nothing either. Zell wanted the situation to be over, but Jonathan couldn't let it go. Jonathan went around the whole cast. He went around everybody. He was talking about it like, I don't understand. He wouldn't even play the sports, but Zell was pointing out like he can, be more athletic, on the beach. But so it proved Jonathan's point of what Zell was coming from. But the only thing is the examples that he gave were wrong. So in any event, they're having this conversation, and Zell basically, he hasn't been this calm. Zell don't never be this calm. And so it was like he was calm in the situation, talking to Jonathan a little bit, because he's never really calm. He's really like, he can go all the way there with the situation, especially really quick, and say smart stuff, and then make you not even want to talk to him no more, have no conversation with him, look at him or whatever, because he can tease, he can antagonize, he can do the most. And so we've seen it going on for years. So in any event, when it comes down to that situation, he's very calm. This is a little different. Remember, he got kicked off the show, or got kicked off the reunion. He got kicked off the reunion because of his behavior. You know how he used to be? Like, he really grown. We can say he grown a little bit. He growed. What's up, Your Majesty? What's going on? So, you got that situation going on. But in any event, I'm just like, Jonathan feels a certain type of way because people are not agreeing with him. And so, Jonathan's usually in the it crew. And so, Bobby's just like, oh God, we got to have this conversation. And Bobby basically stands with Zell. And that's the case. And so, they have that conversation. They kind of like apologize or kind of let it go, but it is what it is. And then on top of that, now we got Erica. She's throwing an adult party, and she's doing too much. Zell done done dressed, Safaree. So you got that situation going on. And then you have, Cyn. Cyn is feeling a certain type of way. She's not feeling Erica. She's not liking Erica at all. Cyn is feeling like she don't want to be around Erica because she feels like Erica had that fake page, and she just wants to avoid her. And Cyn is basically really trying to avoid everybody. It seems like she started to shack up with Booby, like be close to him, be next to him, kind of avoid the group where Erica's at, because she doesn't want to go there with Erica, but she kind of does, because she did bring it up to the other people, but she didn't bring it up to Erica, and Erica heard her. So Erica want that smoke with Cyn, and then she gonna really disrespect Cyn. And so, I'm just like, oh man. And then, so now we got the party going on. Mimi looks nice. Mimi keeps getting younger, keeps getting prettier. And, Erica's in the back, and you got Shekinah. And Shekinah's weirded out. She thinks that Erica shouldn't be doing this. Erica's doing too much. She's not really feeling Erica. At first, she was feeling Erica. She was, supporting of her, hugging her, trying to be a friend to her and try to support her with the Safaree thing. But now she don't like Erica at all. She don't like her behavior or her attitude. And then we got to talk about Cyn Santana. Cyn Santana, she showed up, right? Her shoes are too big for her, y'all. So what's going on? Like, why? I don't know if you can really see it. I couldn't really get it in slow motion, but like her shoes are too big for her. And the only reason why I noticed, because the camera cut to her feet and they started flip-flopping. I was like, OMG, they started flip-flopping. So I was like, what's going on with Cyn and her shoes? Like, what's happening? It looks like there's a whole lot of space. I was like, okay. And she don't want to be there. And she doesn't want to be at Erica's event because she doesn't want to be involved with anything. And then we got Erica Mena. She's kissing Amina. And it's just like Safaree basically wants to be involved in that situation. Amina saying that she enjoyed the situation. And then you have Shekinah basically saying, oh my goodness, this is not for me. These people are really ferocious. People started talking about Mimi's old tape that she had and bringing that up, and Mimi was so open. It's been a long time since we've seen Mimi be open about having her tape, scandal once upon a time. And then moving on from that situation, we get Cisco. He's running. He wants to talk to, Cyn Santana, and he's basically giving Cyn Santana kind of like a little bit of a hard time. And he wants to talk to her, and he really kind of like he did her wrong. He held a song and her masters, a song that, she was doing publicly to give away a free song for her brother because he had passed. And Cisco was running around with her, took her to the studio, and, they produced the song. Cisco feels like Cyn should give him some more respect. She should, be more nicer to him. She should be more sweeter to him because he's the first person to introduce her to a studio and record her first song. And he basically saying you should be some gratitude. And he's saying all that because they was working together back in the day, like 5 years ago, and he was working with her to produce a song. Then when he was doing everything for free, then when he found out he could not date her, he was like, basically, you got to start paying for everything. And so basically he didn't tell her up front that this is a business, you need to pay this and that. So basically saying, Cisco, if you my girl, if you want my woman, everything would have been for free. But we already know how these guys get down in their business. Like, you can't do like music with any, like you gotta find somebody else. So we got that whole situation. So he's being disrespectful, not disrespectful, but he looks like he's a little saucy. But he's also basically telling Cyn that that why is she making him jealous with Booby, Keisha Cole's ex-husband, and he's not even thinking about how she's feeling that one moment that he was doing music with her and everything, and then she just cut him off because he basically gave her a proposition, or he felt a certain type of way that he couldn't date her because she was dating someone else. That, well, then you're gonna have to pay for this, or your man gonna have to pay for it. But if she wasn't dating nobody, he would have been all right in this situation. But he's not even trying to talk about that or apologize how shady that was, and took the song and everything and just wasted time. Like, we already seen how he get down. I was like, oh, so Cisco's basically worried about why she with Booby and everything. He hasn't talked to her. He hasn't seen her. So whatever relationship that they had, it must have been really something, because Cisco is feeling salty and spicy. And so basically he's just trying to date her. He's trying to talk to her. He's trying to kick it to her. I thought you was worried about this. I thought you was worried about that. I thought you were trying to get this right. But yet you ain't even trying to solve nothing. You trying to basically question her, what she doing, when she doing, how she doing it, and who she doing it with, and who she talking to. And no apologies, no I'm sorry, no flowers to the room, no candy to the room, no like, oh my God, I planned something special for you to just show you how genuinely sorry I am, how I treated you, and or whatever the case may be. Nope, he don't think so, because he feels like he should, he thinks like he's 21 and he thinks he's P Diddy. So the conversation goes wrong. She doesn't even want to have the conversation with him anymore. She's just shocked and surprised at the situation. She already knows it's going to go left from there. And then she's like, Cyn is like, yo, I don't know why this dude is questioning me. I don't know why this dude is saying this to me. I don't know why this dude is saying anything to me like that, when he basically kept the song in the masters and no apology. No, he ain't got no apology. He don't look at you like that, This is probably why he's having trouble. So then, Mimi tells the whole room, she tells everybody what's going on between Cyn, and Cisco. And so Cyn, she comes back into the room where Erica Mena is throwing her party, and they asking her questions like, what happened? What went down over there? So Erica Mena wants to know what's happening, what's going on. And Cyn, she doesn't want to talk about the situation. Cyn don't want to say anything about the situation. Cyn and Erica Mena was like, yo, you can't pick and choose when you want to bring things up and when you want to talk about things. And so already, it seems like, Erica was just like, okay, what's going on? And then Jonathan basically said, Jonathan is looking at Erica. Erica's like, so what are you talking about? And then, Cyn just gets up and says, I don't want to talk about it. Everybody here don't want to talk about what they need to talk about or what they want to talk about. And she was like, well, then let's talk about, that fake page to Erica. And Erica said, what do you mean fake page? Ain't no fake page. You trying to say that I created a fake page? Because you guys already know the rumor about Erica Mena allegedly having a fake page out here in these streets, y'all. And, she ended up turning that Twitter page into, allegedly her son's Twitter page. Erica said it is fake, it ain't real. And Cyn said, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. And so she was like, oh, you guys want to talk about that? Then Jonathan, Jonathan being Jonathan jumps into the situation too. And he was like, oh yeah, let's talk about that, Erica. And so it was like, Jonathan, why are you jumping into the situation? Because Jonathan is really close, with Cyn, but at the same time, he's jumping into Erica's business. And then Jonathan already, called out, Erica and Safaree's relationship, because when Erica and Safaree showed, Jonathan their tape that they made, Jonathan used that in his argument against Zell. And then, Erica got mad and said, don't bring me into your argument with Zell. My tape that I showed you had nothing to do with you and Zell's, argument. And so, the situation went on from there. And so Jonathan jumped in. And so Erica was like, okay, now it's time for me to get you. I'm being nice to Safaree right now, so I'm going to get you. Jonathan then jumped in. And then Cyn is trying to run away. She's trying to leave the situation. She's trying to bounce. She's trying to say, I'm done. I'm through. And no one's, even Erica's not trying to hear it. Erica said, no, don't wait. Don't go. I didn't do none of that. You couldn't wait to bring that up in my face. You couldn't wait to say I had a fake page so it can give you guys some publicity. It can give you guys some props. Erica's like, yo, like, come on. You over here in your pathetic argument, with Cisco is so pathetic. And it's over a free song. It's over charity. Like, you guys need to get over yourself. I was like, OMG. So Erica was feeling a certain type of way. She was just telling Cyn, like, yo, this is a free song that you did with this dude mad years ago, and you still upset, you still mad, you need to get over yourself. And then, then Erica goes in like, I made you build a female builder, her life is credit to me. So Erica's going in. Erica is talking to Cyn Santana like she's talking to, Safaree. Erica was just going in on saying that Cyn was like, oh yeah, whatever, you don't want to talk about your problems, and blase the third. Cyn really wasn't trying to get into no big argument. She was trying to run out of there with them shoes on that are too big for her feet. You know what I mean? So she was trying to get out of there, and Erica was basically going in, basically talking her mess. And then when it comes to Shekinah didn't like the situation at all. I don't even know what Safaree was. Safaree was just glad that Erica wasn't talking to him. So it's like, yo, and Shekinah was basically looking at Erica and trying to, then this is where Shekinah stops kind of like liking Erica. She kind of like stopped liking Erica when Erica was like, you know, flirting around. So I mean, like, yo, this is just, you know, it don't even make no sense. It's just crazy. And Erica is just going in like, and Cyn, you know, Cyn usually responds, and then she tells Jonathan, you need to mind your business, or she's telling Jonathan, you know, like, what do you mean talk about it? You just worried about something that's not true. And then Jonathan basically saying that, oh no, he's basically saying that I don't even care about the fake page or whatever. So Jonathan is basically trying to tell Erica that, and Erica said, no, you basically said, let's talk about the page. And so Erica's just going in, and she was like, y'all need to be ashamed of yourself. The song is free, it's for charity. And then Jonathan just jumped in, and I don't know why he jumped in, because then Erica got into his face, and she was just pointing her fingers, and she was telling Jonathan, like, you just want something to brag about. And Jonathan basically said, you know, that's not the case. He don't want to be bothered. He's trying to leave too, because now Erica is the old Erica. Erica is just basically reading, and she got all these facial expressions going on. It looked like she's gonna bust a vein. You know, Jonathan trying to get out the situation. I'm telling you, Erica was going in. You got Zell. He jumped in, you know, to basically stop the argument, stop them from bantering with each other. And you can see Jonathan, usually Jonathan will be making all types of faces and going in and going let have. And Jonathan is just basically frozen. He was like, I can't believe she's acting like that. This is Erica Mena. What you mean you can't believe she's acting like that? Safaree somewhere golden. So I have a Safaree somewhere golden doing what he doing. I'm just like, OMG. And I'm like, oh man, like Erica, like you need to fall back. And now Jonathan is like, I'm going home, because now Jonathan that got into it with Zell. He's feeling like Bobby's not all the way with him. Now he got Erica yelling at him. So he just basically feeling like, okay, this is my season to not look as good as I usually look. Mary, I can't with you every time you say Cyn and then too big on her shoes. She came, you already know, back in the day when you used to watch Love and Hip Hop, them camera guys would catch the feet. We done saw some pretty bad footwork on Love and Hip Hop. We done saw some, and then I was like, no, her shoes are not flopping. I was like, Lord. And so Erica's just yelling. Jonathan is just like, okay. And you know, that's not Jonathan's MO either. You yell, Jonathan's yelling back. He wants to yell over you. So Jonathan is totally like, I'm done with this. I can't believe Mimi had me come here. Mimi ain't nowhere around. You know what I mean? This is different, because a lot of these people had teams. They had people to have their back, friends, their relationship, and some of these people don't got them people there. They got to stand on their own. And let me tell you, Erica Mena is standing on her own. Ooh, she's standing on her own. This girl is a mess. And so then Jonathan's upset. Now Jonathan's mad, y'all, because, you know, Cyn is flip-flopping her shoes, running down the hall. She's not even running fast enough, because she got the flip-flops on that are high heels that don't fit her foot. And then she's running, she's trying to get away from Erica. She hears Erica going in. And so she was like, y'all ain't gonna create a moment off me. Jonathan was like, hold up, Rich Dollaz is on the other side. Let me see. Okay, where am I? So Rich Dollaz. Oh, so he's not, I didn't put him on the other side. So Rich Dollaz, he's on the other side, because Rich Dollaz, he's walking with Cyn, basically trying to comfort her. I don't know if he's trying to comfort her nicely, or he's trying to comfort her in another way, or he's trying to kick game to her. But, you know, they've been knowing each other for a long time, so they're probably cool. But then Jonathan is yelling at Cyn, like, why are you leaving me? You might want to wait for me, because I'm the one that was defending you and sticking up for you, and basically had your back when Erica was going off. So, like, you want to wait for me. You see how Jonathan faces, like, his face is like, oh, he's just so mad because he got left behind. And Jonathan ain't used to that, because usually when people are Jonathan's girls, You know, they his people. They don't leave him hanging. You know, he has a Yes Club, and he ain't got the Yes Club, and he's chasing after Cyn, and he ain't happy about chasing after, Cyn. Because Cyn turns around and she says to Jonathan, well, I wanted to leave because I didn't want them people to hurry up and catch up to me. So Cyn is out here just running from the group. And she running because there ain't no Joe Buttons around, and she was more protected. Because you remember when Cyn first got on the show, Joe was her man, and Joe got kind of, Joe is not in that same spot no more, but he got kind of like got pulled, you know, on Love and Hip Hop or whatever the case is. So in any event, like, she was protected. Anybody try to come for her and say something, she had Joe that know the producers, know the people, blah, blah, blah. He's been doing this for years or whatever, and they know him. So she was kind of shielded a little bit. And now it just seemed like either she grown or she don't want to deal with it. But Erica was basically... Erica read her rights. Erica was like, yo, you need to get over yourself fighting over an old charity free song, you know, like, come on, like, that don't make no sense, like 6 years ago, and I made you, I build you, I build a bear, build a bee, you know. Erica was going ham on her. Erica was not being nice. Erica was very disrespectful, and the song was dedicated to her brother. So I'm just like, y'all. And then Jonathan is so upset because Cyn is leaving him. Cyn was like, I don't want them people to catch up with me. I was like, girl, why is you running? Is Erica the big bad wolf? We like, what's good? This is why Safaree's running and scared. Lord. And so, you know, and so we get to the next episode, and with the next episode, everybody's going to be coming at, you know, Cisco, because Cisco has not been acting himself, and he's been, you know, drinking too much. So that's the situation. We got, you know, Mr. Stevie J coming through. You just guys heard his lawyers done dropped him. Like, he's divorcing Faith Evans, and he wants spousal support. His law firm just dropped him, and it was a black woman. And so then we got Shekinah and Erica gonna go at it. You know, they're going to have a banter between each other because Erica's going to jump on Shekinah. Shekinah's not liking Erica's behavior. She thinks she's too free will. Shekinah is all feeling her type of way. And then we got Erica shows up to Shekinah's event and jeans and hoodies. The whole clips and all the pictures you've seen, Erica Mena, it was in nice, comfortable Caribbean, you know, Florida summer, you know, spicy, you know, island clothing that she's been wearing the whole time. Now she shows up to Shekinah's event, her hair up in a bun, in a ponytail. You know what that ponytail means. And then she got the hoodie on. Then she got the jeans on. She's been showing herself and showing off her figure, how she got her snatch back, whether she went on a table or whether she did it naturally or whatever the case is. She's been very, you know, very proud of, you know, making sure you see left, right, front, back, and center. And now she's going to show up to Shekinah's event like this, like she wants that smoke. So we shall see. Peter and Amina are getting along. So, yeah, Tia, if you want to call in. But that's basically it. I wanted to talk about that real quick. Just to catch up on Love and Hip, just to catch up on it, because it's going to go down the next episode. It's going to be a whole lot going on. And it's like Cisco's doing the most. Rich Dollaz, he's basically acting a whole lot better. But Erica Mena, her and Shekinah going to get into the situation. And I don't know if Jonathan is going to leave. And I have no idea if Cyn Santana going to actually stand up for herself. Or, you know, she doesn't have to get into any altercation. But just, you know, I guess it makes sense not to argue with Erica. Because I guess it makes sense. Yes, Shekinah and Erica are yelling contest. Amen. And so this, and then also Erica Mena. Also, hold on for a second, please. So when we have this situation, Erica says, you know, to Cyn, that Cyn is all bark and not bite. So Erica's coming for Cyn. What's up? What's going on? Happy New Year's. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing all right. Let me see. I wonder if they can hear you. Let me see.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you guys hear it? Hit one if you can hear Tia. I'm not sure because the thing is not lighting up. Hello?
Hello?
Okay, so can you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Okay, so everybody should be able to hear you. So tell me your thoughts. Happy New Year's.
You too, sis. I saw about the show last night. I was like, I'm thinking, what is Juelz, Santana, and Kimbella there for? They not doing nothing.
No.
I don't know why they on stuff. They boring. They need to do something.
Bella ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, Yo-Yo. She threw that party.
Yep.
But she ain't doing nothing either. And Shekinah, I guess she just there for comedy relief.
I think she's there for comedy relief, but she's gonna be going after her and Erica. Gonna get into it. I don't know if the production told Erica to go after Shekinah. I don't know.
Yeah, because I was looking at Erica like, girl. I said, girl, stop it.
Tell me she wasn't talking mad bananas.
Yes, I said, she feel like she could pull a bullet thing. But she said, I said, she thought you crying over a song. I said, what's his name? Cisco was the one that wanted to talk to her about it, to be honest. But Cisco think, I don't know, somebody must tell Cisco he fine. They everybody wants him. Nobody, she don't want you, boy.
No, not at all.
I want you. So you ain't compared to Booby. Booby was good.
And what do you think about Brooke? Brooke is still, this man she done married Marcus. He cheated on her before. He cheated on her after. He cheated on her while she's pregnant. I guess now he's not cheating.
He's a serial cheater. I don't feel sorry for her. She married him and she knew how he was. Because when she first got with him, he was married.
That's right, he was.
She said she met somebody that was married. He lied to her. And then she found out he was married from his mother. So I don't feel I met the first Brooke. And she making excuses for him. Stop making excuses for him. He could cheat, you gonna say.
So what else do you think about the episode?
So what do I think about what?
What else do you think about the episode?
Well, I actually like the episode. I like this season better than season one. Season one, it had people I really didn't care about, but this season is good. I like the episode. So I really like the episode. I was hoping certain people started doing stuff. Certain people that's sitting there, but Jonathan, stay out of women's arguments. I'm like, why did he jump into it?
Because
it didn't have nothing to do with him.
He's used to doing that. And usually when he does that, he has a crew with him, and he don't got no crew. Cyn left him hanging. What do you think about Cyn leaving him hanging?
But I said, she probably was mad, because she probably grew. She probably like, I'm not going to sit here and argue no Erica Mena.
I know. She was like, I'm not going to argue with her. I'm not going to give him what Cyn just walked away. She tried to, she said, let's talk about the fake page. Then why you run? You know, she walked away, and Erica said, oh, yeah, let's talk about it.
Erica was going to deny it. The boss is the one that said it. The boss is the one that said she had a fake page. But she going to deny it because she knows she still loves Cyn Santana. She's obsessed with that girl. She still got feelings for Cyn. That's why I think Erica still got feelings for Cyn. You could tell. And
did you hear Erica say that she's obsessed? She could be possessive. Her and Jonathan both said that they can both be possessive.
Who could be possessive?
When Jonathan was like, oh, Jonathan said to Erica, oh, Safaree looks good over there, don't he, at the disco party? And so then what's his name? Bobby was like, I don't know. Jonathan was like, I don't know how you guys could be happy that somebody else is moving on. Basically, he was talking about Peter Gunz and Amina having their divorce party. Then Jonathan said, I'm obsessive. I don't want to see my ex with nobody else. And then Erica said, I don't want to see my ex with nobody else. So is she talking about Safaree or is she talking about Cyn?
Probably both. Probably both. Yeah, she definitely talked to Safaree because she said she's a boyfriend. Even though I think that's fake.
Yeah, I know.
They're still together.
Of course, they're still together.
Stuff for TV to get money.
Yep, of course they're still together. And Erica Mena came there to Erica Mena came there to act. She came there. She basically she cussed out Jonathan, and she had banter with Jonathan, and Jonathan usually he said stuff back, and it was just like he just gave up, right? And Jonathan never gives up. Why did Jonathan just give up? And she was like, and then she basically said to him, "Are we too black for you?" Because basically now they're taking Jonathan's words and they're saying that what Jonathan said is racist, and so now they're throwing that on him. And Jonathan was like, "I'm leaving. Jonathan is not having a good time so far. He looked like he was having fun.
I think he probably did that because, you know how you watch these shows, and I was like, why is gay men getting off in these women's faces? So he probably like, I don't want nobody accusing me of getting off in her face, curse her out. So I was like, it don't matter if you gay or not. That's a woman. A woman shouldn't get in a man's face. A man shouldn't get in a woman's face. So that's why I think he probably did it.
That's different. That's new for him because he usually doesn't. Usually, back in the day, he would go all the way in. But what do you think about Amina and Peter finally getting their divorce and moving on? And what do you think about Amina maybe, chilling with Cisco?
I'm going to say on something else before this. You put an Erica Mena saying, we black. I said, Erica Mena, you black?
She's black.
I said, why everyone want to claim a lot of people want to claim they black, man. I never heard of Bahala being black.
I
don't think she ever claimed to be black in the past. Like, I just said, oh, we too black for you.
Well, but basically, what she was just doing was throwing that shot at Jonathan. She wasn't really claiming that as herself. She could have been claiming it for herself, but basically, she was just taking Jonathan's words and cutting it off and then using it against him while you had Bobby and while you had Zell there. So therefore, she just did that to throw at Jonathan. Really, that's what that was. That was like it wasn't really deep like that at all. She was just giving Jonathan. She was on a roll. She was reading. Erica was reading. Erica was being shady. Erica was not playing.
I still want to see her Kimbella because they had beef in the past.
Well, Kimbella has her man there, and he just got out of jail. Kimbella's gonna be cool. I think she's gonna be cool. I think she's gonna stay away.
And see how their relationship is, even though they don't got no friendship. You know, talk like that. Because Kimbella. And I said, Juelz Santana ain't doing us. They the ones born too on the show. They not doing us. But that's because their fault.
They're gonna perform. They're gonna do a performance. So I guess he's there to perform. One of his songs. You know how that goes. And they're probably, it looks like it was quickly put together and it was just filmed because a lot of stuff, it was just filmed, differently. So it was just like it was really thrown together. They called them up and they were like, okay, or they asked to do it. You know what I mean? And maybe, some people didn't get a lot of money because if you didn't get a lot of money, why are you going to turn up and give them what they want? Erica, to me, got Monte. Safaree got Monte. Yeah. That's why they turning up. Jonathan might not be turning up because he didn't get a lot of Monte.
Nope. You're right about that. Hey, you were talking about before you were talking about Peter, Gunz, and Amina.
Yep.
I said I'm happy that they finally got divorced. Peter, Gunz, and Amina. I said they finally got divorced out all the time. And I said Peter, Gunz saying, you really want to do this? I said, y'all divorced. You trying to take your relationship with Amina, Peter? Sit down. I said I'm happy she finally done with Peter. That she's not a good person. I never felt sorry for I think her name's Tara.
Yeah.
Tyra, whatever how you say her name.
Tyra.
I never felt sorry for her either. I ain't feel sorry for neither one of the women. Never felt sorry for Terry either because when she first met him, he said he was his other baby mother. She knew she was a side chick. So the same way you got him, the same way you lose him. But when she said they was getting their divorce was finalized, I said it seemed like she was a little happy. I was sure trying to get back with Peter in the future. I want to be shocked.
Mm.
But I thought it was nice that they do that whole divorce party. I liked that. I liked that everybody getting dressed. They were just having fun. I said, look at them. So the whole creep squad, they all together. Creepy old man looking a hot mess. I said they're just too childish, and they think they young. They think they stacked down over these women told them. And,
well, they're trying to stay, hip, and You know, VH1 is paying different a lot than when they was paying when Tyra and Peter was on there, because they talked about how much, you know, they didn't really get paid all that much. And you know, their story when it first came out, like at least 3 seasons of their story, or maybe 2 seasons, was just so lit. And then they put in all that work and they didn't really get paid like that. So, you know, but he's calmed down too. But he's old. He's even older now. So what? The person, what's his name? Cisco's the one acting up. Cisco got all these issues.
Yeah, he got beef with Ben, with Safaree. Who else he got? Oh yeah, with Peter. And with Rich.
And with Rich.
I don't know if he got beef with huh?
And with
Rich. He got beef with so many people. Yep. The whole him and Safaree thing.
And it's
Safaree should never say he was coming. Oh yeah, don't like my daughter. He didn't want to come. That's idle people. Don't be telling you coming to them. You're not gonna come. That's a year. That's saying you just told him I don't want to come. I'm busy. That's say you busy.
He said they didn't have a babysitter, like he was home babysitting. Come on, we done seen you all over the world, Safaree. Safaree told him we didn't have a babysitter. It's like,
I didn't know if a sister really related to Dad Anthony, or she is called auntie.
She's his play auntie. She's his play auntie.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, she's his.
Because everybody related.
Yep, she's his play auntie. But is there anything else you'd like to add to the situation? We're gonna call it a night and come back and talk about something else.
About time Stevie J is gonna be popping up in the next episode. I'm like, when is he popping up? So you probably getting paid a lot of money too. I'm like, when is he popping up? So I see Mimi talking about her situation, Stevie J, that happened years ago. And she's another one. I also started for how to start the kids. Because when she first got with Stevie J too, he was with Eve. He was engaged to Eve. She was messing around with him behind Eve's back. So I don't feel sorry for either. I'm happy she finally moved on. I see that he's gonna apologize in the next episode.
Yeah, but he apologized to her. She said she's tired of them apologies. She just wants the money. She just wants the money. And yeah, Mimi and Stevie J. You know how they introduced Stevie J, Safaree. They introduced them as like the top dogs of the show. Like the way when they entrance,
a lot of money.
Yeah, Safaree came in with the dirt bike, and you know, Cisco threw shots at that, basically saying, "Oh, look at him coming in here riding a dirt bike or the ATV or whatever." He called it the Domingo, something like that, on the beach. So he was kind of pretty mad. So he had a whole entrance, and then now Stevie J has an entrance in the pool. They didn't give the other guys big entrance like that, unless I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't think they did, because Stevie J, he like a big person out of Love and Hip Hop franchise. Because I remember Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was popping. Now it's boring. I ain't watched last year. It's boring now. So that's how I think they did it. And for Safaree, he's been on Love and Hip Hop, I think, LA, New York, and I think he was on Love and Hip Hop Miami. I think he did like 3 Love and Hip Hop. I think he did Atlanta too. I forgot. He's been on all the Love and Hip Hop. Safaree. So they must be they probably get paid a lot of money because they're the only ones that got some interest. Nobody else did.
They got, and the last season of Love and Hip Hop, they did a good job. You know, what's her name? Scrappy and Bambi tried to, but they did a good job. And what's her name? Mendices and his wife, they did a good job too as well. But Erica and Safaree were the main stories. They got it popping, but their stories added on too. So when 1 week Erica and Safaree's story wasn't popping, then you had Yandy's story pop with her daughter. So they kind of put that out there. But Safaree and Erica, what'd you say?
I didn't watch Love and Hip Hop last season. It was too boring for me. It felt like Love and It didn't feel like Love and Hip Hop last season. No more. It felt like Love and Hip Hop in New York. And Love and Hip Hop New York then went downhill. That's what it felt like to me. Like it was Love and Hip Hop New York. I hate when people go from franchise to franchise. That's the thing I like about like a show like The Housewives, because they keep the same people in a franchise. They don't go to different franchises like Love and Hip Hop do. You could somebody can do this go to a whole completely different franchise, and it just don't work.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Alrighty then.
Love and Hip Hop.
Thank you for calling, Tia. I don't know. I don't even know when they're coming back, because now they're filming these little small things. So I guess I gotta watch and see. Watch the actual station.
This is actually been better than the shows. reunion. And you know, Growing Up LA is coming on this week, so.
Yeah, it is. Yep, I just seen the previews for it, and it's, we're gonna see. They're gonna put all that stuff.
Lazy Bone.
I know. It's gonna be crazy.
The Lazy Bone. I said, Egypt. I don't know what's wrong with her. Egypt. I said, Pepper, and Trent and his wife gonna be on there. So I like his wife. I remember they was on, I think, couples therapy.
Yeah,
they
was. Yep.
I'm happy. I hope they show Tyran more because I like him. I didn't see what's name in the previews. What, Dame Dash? Maybe he might be on the show. I don't know. Angela. But I can't wait to see that. It looks like it's going to be a good season. But they brought back that show quick before for Atlanta. And I don't know
well, because they got more of a cast. They got more of a cast.
Yeah.
They got an invested cast. And Atlanta just switched up so many
Atlanta
times.
Was like, yeah, I said New York. I thought like the first season of New York. I heard that one got so hopefully they bring that back and that season was fun too.
Yeah, that one was good.
But they got more people. They probably trying to find certain people for Atlanta.
That's probably
I'm
true.
proud of Bow Wow, and I was gonna say he sit down. Bow Wow, sit down.
That probably
that show comes back.
What'd you say?
You said what?
I didn't say anything. Well, we're going to call it a night. Thank you so much, Tia, for calling in. I appreciate you. Happy New Year's and Happy New Year's to everybody. What you say?
I appreciate you too. Stay blessed. Stay blessed, everybody.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Tia. You stay blessed too as well. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you guys so much. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. So we just caught up with that, and we're going to come back and talk about some more topics as well. So I just wanted to catch up on that. I was like, these people are really doing a whole lot, and it seems like they're not doing a whole lot, but at the same time, they're completing their story. So we'll see if we'll see any of them again, and what else are they going to bring, or is it just going to be like another 3 episodes, then it's over. So in any event, we talked about that situation. We're going to talk about more. Thank you guys so much for coming. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Happy New Year's.